Hello, happy people. Today we will be talking about los comparativos, comparatives in Spanish. By the end of the day, you will be able to compare people via their qualities, their quantities of things, or the actions that they perform. Before continuing in this video, go ahead and open your textbook to page 395 and read over that page. Okay, great. Now that you've read over that page, let's talk about some of the highlights here. So the good news is that comparatives work the same in Spanish as they do in English. We love this fact. This is going to make your life so easy. So go ahead and draw hearts around it or something because we love it, right? There are 3 different comparisons that you can make. You can say something is greater than something, something is less than something, or they are the same. Oh, yay, right? So our key phrase here to say something is greater than, we say más que, or more than. Right? For example, yo soy más estudioso que ellos. I am more studious than they are. Notice when we have an adjective, this adjective is going in the middle. And that's exciting. Right? So we have más que as our first comparison, more than. Very similarly, to say less than, we have menos que, which is like minus, less, okay, right? Por ejemplo, ella es menos, that's correct. Ella es menos sincera que tú. She is less sincere than you. Granted, this is kind of weird English phrasing. We would probably say, oh, she's not as sincere as you are. But, it just helps the translation look better. Again, here we've got an adjective squeezed between them. Notice, however, that the adjectives need to agree. They need to match. Both, this is kind of a spoiler, but I'll just tell you right now, they need to agree both in number and in gender, just like all adjectives do. For example, here we have ella, she es menos sincera, right? This is because we could theoretically just eliminate this phrase and just say ella es menos sincera, like she is sincere. Those still need to match. So that's neato burrito. Okay, and finalmente, so we have más que, menos que, and then to be equal is tan como. For example, I'm just going to move these down. There, that's better. For example, somos tan inteligentes. Oh, shooties magooties. That is a typo. Somos tan inteligentes como él. There you go. Somos tan inteligentes como él. We're as intelligent as he is. Again, you're noticing this adjective agreement? Here, there's a hidden nosotros right here. I didn't even specify nosotros or nosotras, but it doesn't matter because look at this ending. It matches either one. So nosotros, somos inteligentes, nosotras, somos inteligentes, depending on who your nosotros is. Right? Following that same pattern. We are as intelligent as he is with our adjective right in the middle. Notice, here, estudioso matches yo, but it doesn't match ellos. This agreement does not have to happen. So, sometimes it will just by chance, but it does not have to. So, adjectives still agree in number and in gender with the first noun, with the subject of the sentence, basically. Right? So, cool. All right. So, these examples that we've seen right here, they all have adjectives in them. We're calling these qualities. They're all qualitative data. They're describing the quality. Oh, this is plural. The quality of the person, right? But in addition to qualities, we can also compare quantities. Like the amount of something. Quantities. Yeah. So amount. If we, if they're the same, then tan is going to change into tanto. So these are both going to be the same, just a heads up. Okay, if they're the same, tan is going to be tanto. Otherwise, it's still más and menos if they're different. And the only difference is you don't have an adjective between them. So here we have like tengo, you don't have an adjective between them, you have like an object, right? So for I have as many cousins as he does, say yo tengo tantos, about agreement, tantos primos como él. Or tú comes tanta comida como yo. That tanta needs to agree. So adjectives will still agree, but this time they'll agree with the objects. They'll agree with the quantity. They won't agree with the person quantity. So that's fun. All right. So without an adjective, without a noun, comparison phrases still work the same way. You can say like, esta camiseta cuesta más que la otra. It costs more than the other one. Or if, let's say I like cooking less than I like sleeping. Say, me gusta cocinar menos que dormir. Because sleeping is the best, man. Anyway, or if you are the samesies, again, the phrases just go together. Ellos estudian tanto como ella. So if it helps, you can change your notes up here, más que, menos que, and tanto como, remembering that when there's an adjective, it just needs to be tan. Or you can keep your tan, you can keep your tan together and then just know, hey, if it's not an adjective, it needs tanto. So yay! So in that sense, English comparisons are the same as Spanish comparisons. Isn't that absolutely lovely? Except there's a little exception, right? So here we have more studious, less sincere, as intelligent. Okay, those are similarities. But in English, just a heads up, we have some exceptions to the rule. If we have a one-syllable word, like, tall, for example, then all we have to do is add ER to make our comparison. So that turns into taller. So it'd say, I'm taller than you. Okay, right? I'm shorter than you. This is funner. Wait. Anyway, English is weird. All right, so that's one-syllable words. You can add ER. In two-syllable words, adding in... Oh, I organized this weird. In one-syllable words, you add ER, so tall becomes taller. Ha ha ha, right? Also, fun joke, there is a word in English that actually becomes shorter when you add letters to it. A word that becomes shorter when adding letters to it, well, that's short, of course. Short is now shorter because we added ER to it. Ah ha ha, joke. Okay, anyway. All right, another weird English exception is that if you have two-syllable words ending in Y, like pretty, or let's do funny. The two-syllable word ends in Y. Well, we drop the Y and we add, not ES, drop the Y and add IER. Looks like tear, add IER. So funny becomes funnier. We don't have any rules like this in Spanish. We don't have to memorize these guys. That's very nice. Okay, we can just kind of like hide this away and just know that's an English thing and not a Spanish thing. Because there are no weird things like that in Spanish. They all follow más, adjective que, menos, adjective que, tan, adjective como. That's it for everything. Isn't that lovely? Except that's not really true because we have some irregulars. And granted, in English, we have some irregulars as well. But go ahead and take these irregulars and like highlight them in your favorite color or something so you need to go and like study them. But if you highlight them in all the colors, then it'll turn out gross. So, oh well. Right, for example, in English, we have an irregular, like good, doesn't become gooder. We say better, right? So in Spanish, Our irregular is mejor, is better. Also, in English, we don't say like bad is batter. We have like batter to make dough, pancake batter. Also baseball batter. But otherwise, it just gets worse. Okay, similar in Spanish, peor is worse, like poor. You did a poor job of that. Okay, anyway. Mejor, peor. Also, our other irregulars are mayor and menor. So that's exciting. Just kind of have to memorize those, and I'm sorry. All right, again, basically all you need here. Más que, menos que, tan como. And that circle was really terrible. That was not even a circle. It doesn't work now, I'm quitting. Hey! Okay, here we go. Those are your key ideas. Love them, memorize them. Put them in your soul. That didn't work. Doesn't matter. I'm not going to waste your time. All right, so let's do activity 5 as an example. We'll skip activity 6 for now, and then we'll do activities, just the first part of activity 7, and then you can be on your way. All right. Aquí en la actividad 5 tenemos que escoger la palabra que cabe bien, right? So, for example, we have mi suegro es más paciente o es mayor paciente con mi suegra. Well, mayor means older, so older, patient, yeah, that doesn't make sense. So we have más. Mi suegro es más paciente que mi suegra, right? Cool. Okay, número 1. Mi padre tiene años como mi madre. My mom has as many years as my mom. Well, años, this is not an adjective, this is a noun. So we need to pick tantos. Ta-da. All right. Número 2. Cecilia es que yo. She's tanto que yo. Well, she's as what? That doesn't make sense. Es menor que yo. That does work. She's younger than I am. Nice. Notice how we're not using like younger than me. No. It's younger than I am. Que yo. English rule is the same. Número 3. Yo tengo primos que tú. I have younger cousins than you. Ooh. I have fewer cousins. I have less cousins than you. Fewer cousins than you. Fewer is actually the one we want to go with. Because if I want to say like my cousins are younger than yours, that would be a completely different sentence. I would say like mis primos son menores que tú, que los tuyos, like yours are. But we can talk more about that later. Right. Also, if you're tallying like how many coughs I've had so far this video, I would love to find that out. Ready. Número 4. Hablo como mis padres. Tan, remember, used with adjectives. We don't have an adjective here, so we can't use tan. So we're left with tanto. Hablo tanto como mis primos. I talk just like my cousins. Talk just as much as my cousins. 5. Lorena es tan paciente su madre. Well, we've got tan, and when we've got tan, we've got a como. So there you go. If it were más paciente, then it would be que. Or menos paciente, it would still be que. But it's not. Okay? Mi pájaro canta que el pájaro de mi hermana. I mean, it's not a competition, but does my bird sing better or does my bird sing as much as my sister's bird? Well, our key word here is que. Que means we're making a comparison, right? There's two different things. It's either going to be más que or it's going to be menos que. But if they're the same, we would want como. But since it's not como, it's not going to be tanto, therefore, it must be mejor. Mi pájaro canta mejor que el pájaro de mi hermana. My bird sings better than her bird. Again, not a competition, but congratulations. 3 más. Mis parientes son generosos como los parientes de mi esposa. My relatives are, again, our keyword here is como. the same. They are as generous. So that'd be tan generosos. Como. Again, looking at this adjective. Parientes generosos. Yay. Okay. Número 8, Cecilia es menos tímida. Yo. Keyword here, menos. She is less shy. She's not as shy as me. So when we have a difference, that's que. Again, como is just when you are samesies. Y finalmente, número 9, mi padrino es que mi madrina. My godfather is more than my godmother. Okay, well, like, more what, though? Or he's older. Long thing. He's older than she. Well, that makes sense. So, es mayor que mi madrina. Boom. Beautiful. All right, I'm going to get you started on activity 7, and then we'll head out. So, Julio y Julia, we've got these two people that are very similar, and we have to make questions to your partner to just describe them. Okay? These are not the only correct answers. I'm just giving you examples that kind of came naturally to my soul. So here we go. Número 1, we had to make a question about pájaros, about birds. So the question in my head was just who has more of them? Okay. So, ¿quién tiene más pájaros? So an answer to that question will be Julio tiene tantos pájaros como Julia, because they have the same number of birds. Beautiful, right? So tantos como, and then tantos needs to match pájaros. So that's an example of one question you could ask about birds. Número 2, we needed to ask a question about atlético. Now, since I already asked a more question, I'm going to go for a menos question. So, ¿quién es menos atlético? Just to ask a different question. You could do ¿quién es más atlético? And that'd be fine too. So my answer then is Julia es menos atlética que Julio. Again, noticing our adjective agreement. Julia, atlética. As a girl, she's atlética. Great. So continue to make more questions here and have your partner answer them in complete sentences. And that's everything you need to know about comparatives. Have a lovely time. Let me know what questions you have. And remember not to compare yourselves to others, but to continue to grow, to be the best you that you can be. Adios.